During the day, there's plenty of students and sunshine to help just in case of emergency. But when the sun goes down, these blue lights can be the only thing that means safety. Cane toads are an invasive species to Florida, which can ruin a dog's day like Loki here. So for other owners, please be wary of where you walk your dog moving forward. We're here at the University of Florida where a Trump protest is taking place right now. As you can see behind me, we have protesters from not just North Central Florida, but from all over the state of Florida because Donald Trump Jr. is here to speak to the university. You may picture Yogi Bear smarter than your average looking to steal a picnic basket. But this is a wilder part of the forest with wilder bears running on instinct, now sure to be left alone for a month. The Florida Gators host the Auburn Tigers tomorrow in a top 10 matchup. WUFT sports reporter Zach Oliveri previews this heavyweight bout. A popular trend in Florida is the ownership of exotic animals. From reptiles to birds, there's a level of risk for all owners. Marvin Hayas died this week from injuries sustained from a cassowary. He had a breeding pair of the birds which can stand 5 feet tall and weigh 100 pounds.
And this is an incredibly unique and unfortunate series of events, but we do see routinely our local farmers, our local ranchers, folks who are involved with any type of large wildlife or large domesticated animal, there is inherent risk involved in that.
The investigation is ongoing, but it's believed Hayas was attacked while trying to retrieve an egg. Jade Salomon, a conservation education specialist at Santa Fe College, says different species react differently to stress.
Any animal has the potential to be aggressive. You know, in situations where there might be stress we don't expect, you know, we might have an event where there's a little more people, there's a lot more going on. We might take different precautions that day based on that.
Most exotic animals require special registration from FWC, but there's a general exception for breeding. Solomon says people need to do their homework before taking on the challenge.
We definitely encourage people to do lots of research. When people come and they see our animals like our white-handed gibbons or our caracals, they say, oh, wouldn't that be amazing to have as a pet? And we're often teaching that they don't make the best pets.
Solomon says the teaching zoo sent his condolences to the Hayas family. Rodenheiser says the cassowary will be dealt with by the FWC. Silver Springs State Park is hosting Springfest this weekend, a chance for adventurers to camp, hike, and canoe. People come from all over the United States to visit one of Florida's largest springs. Most visitors will know better than to leave any litter behind.
Well, you know, surprisingly for the amount of people that utilize this place, there's very little garbage. There are signs, and we do talk to people, and the people who have been coming here for generations, families have been coming here for generations, they tend not to throw any trash in here.
Florida's natural springs tend to get dirty from other sources like pollution from fertilizer and other waste. Springs Institute Director Bob Knight says Florida does not live up to the standard of keeping the springs clean.
Laws of Florida are set relatively high standards for the water quality of our springs and our rivers and our estuaries, and we have an abysmal record of enforcing those laws.
Knight says it would cost billions to clean the springs themselves, but if they're kept clean by preventing pollution, the cost to the general public would be insignificant.
We wish to steward the place as it should be stewarded. Instead of allowing people that have a negative impact, we want to remove that and then maybe remove the trash and the non-native species and then replant it to bring back the native species, which allows diversity to come back up.
Brown encourages people to come out to enjoy Silver Springs this weekend, but make a commitment to keep it clean. Denise Abels is a frequent camper in the state of Florida. She loves to spend time with her boyfriend hiking, canoeing, and biking. In the Ocala National Forest, she expects to see many animals in their natural habitat, unaware the thrill may involve a dangerous encounter with a black bear.
My thoughts is to, back away from it. But, they are they're natural beings in this area just like the birds are.
The Juniper Wilderness is a section of the Ocala National Forest now off limits due to an increase in bear activity. The forest is home to over 1,000 bears, and lately they've been invading campsites and giving campers a scare. Ocala National Forest District Ranger Carl Bauer blames the humans, not the bears.
When people aren't clean with their camp and don't follow some clean camp and leave no trace ethics, that causes the bears to key in on campers that might be there.
Denise Abels agrees that campers need to be diligent.
I think they could probably learn their lesson after the first time a bear comes into their campsite, you know, is to not leave their food out and to properly store it every night.
There's a method Ranger Bauer calls the Bermuda Triangle.
You're supposed to camp in one area and have your kitchen and gathering area at least 50 yards away from that, as well as taking precautions to safely store your food and all smellables.
If camp, kitchen, and food stores are all 50 yards apart, you should have time to get away if a bear picks up the scent of food. Ranger Bauer says campers should also understand that out in the wilderness, we are guests in the bears' homes.